Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, so I'm speaking, it's not a specific topic, but what I'm going to discuss today is about Bhagavad Gita. How Bhagavad Gita is complete scripture. So we have many philosophers, both Eastern and Western philosophers, many scientists, many politicians who praise Bhagavad Gita. For example, Mahatma Gandhi, he used to praise Bhagavad Gita. In fact, there's a quote here by Mahatma Gandhi. So he said, you can read this. He said, my only ray of hope on the horizon is Bhagavad Gita. He was a politician. Then many philosophers, David Thoreau, Emerson, and then Wilmington, they all praise Bhagavad Gita. One philosopher, Western philosopher, he said, Bhagavad Gita is the most systematic knowledge in philosophical evolution. That's a great statement. According to him, it's a systematic knowledge. When he read Bhagavad Gita, he didn't find anything religious in Bhagavad Gita. He found it systematic and philosophical. And that's the beauty of Bhagavad Gita that I'll talk about. Many saints, if you go to India, ask anybody, tell me one book which I can read and turn to. And they'll say, Bhagavad Gita. That's it. Aurobindo, Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, all of them have praised Bhagavad Gita. In fact, anybody who claims to be a teacher of spirituality, they must write a commentary on Bhagavad Gita. 3 books, you have to write commentaries. If you want to prove, I am a teacher, I am a bona fide teacher. One Vedanta Sutra, Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. This is called Prasthantraya. 3 things. So I mean to say, so when you want PhD, you have to submit your thesis paper, isn't it? Similarly, you have to write commentary on Bhagavad Gita. Then people can understand, they understand what they are teaching. So important. Not only philosophers, politicians and scientists, they praise Bhagavad Gita, but also scriptures themselves praise Bhagavad Gita. For example, Varaha Puran, Agni Puran, Mahabharata, anyway, that's a Bhagavad Gita's portion of that. Padma Puran, all tantras, there is no scripture in Indian pantheon which doesn't praise Bhagavad Gita. You open Rig Veda, you open Upanishads, there has to be glorifications of Bhagavad Gita, otherwise that book is not complete. So question is, what is so important in this book that everybody is praising it? Why it is so important to us? Why ISKCON we have this book Gita? Some people say to us, you people only read Bhagavad Gita. You people distribute Bhagavad Gita. You people eat Bhagavad Gita, no? We are like Bhagavad Gita everywhere. What's so important? There's so many scriptures, but there is something important in this. That's what we're going to discuss today. Now, what is so important in this? Let's discuss I want to discuss it in a particular way. What I'm going to do is, we're going to discuss the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita and tell you how Krishna is developing a theme and arriving to a particular conclusion. And while I discuss all these things, you'll also understand how Bhagavad Gita is complete and so praiseworthy. Okay, let's start a short discussion about Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita has how many chapters? 18 chapters, we know, and 700 verses. That's nice. But the question is that whatever knowledge we have in all scriptures, that is compressed in these 700 verses. Like we have Rig Veda. You have, Rig Veda, we have. Rig Veda, that's that's a particular part of Vedas, there are around 1100 branches of Rig Veda, 1100 books. Out of them, only 11 are available to us. 1,000 are lost. And in those 11 books, we have 1 crore in modern, what do we call 1 million? 10 million? Okay. 10 million verses in Rig Veda. 10 million verses, 10 million shloks. In Mahabharata, we have 1 lakh verses. In Padma Puran, we have 26,000 verses. In Agni Puran, we have 11,000 verses. If you add all those verses, it will come to around how many? 20-30 million verses. Can you read that? Anybody can read that? It's impossible. You will go blind before you finish that book. And if you try to finish all these things, probably you will end up in asylum and not in temple. You can go mad. So that's why Krishna came, and he saw that people don't have that kind of intellectual ability to understand all these things. It's very deep, and that is why he spoke Bhagavad Gita. He compressed all that knowledge into just 18 chapters and 700 verses. Who can do this? This is not humanly possible. Is it? It's not humanly possible. It has to be done by some divine power. You can't compress things without losing information. That's the beauty. You try in your home. You take a novel and try to compress it into 2 pages, 3 pages. Write a write-up, and no information should miss. It's impossible. You can't do that. So much work. And this proves the fact that Bhagavad Gita is so small, along with the fact that Bhagavad Gita has all information which is found in all scriptures. This proves that Krishna is God. This in itself proves. You don't need evidence. Okay. People ask, Krishna is God or not? Anybody who has read scriptures, they will not question whether Krishna is God or not. It is obvious, because only Krishna can do this. And that is why Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. He didn't ask anybody. He could have asked Narad Muni, okay, go and speak Bhagavad Gita. They are all devotees. He could have asked Lord Shiva, go and speak Bhagavad Gita. And if you say, Krishna didn't come here to kill demons, Prabhupada says. Because demons, he can just sit in his golok, he can think and everybody can die. That's possible, no? Just by mere thought, he can kill everybody. So Duryodhan, all these villain, Krishna just sit in his seat, in his golok. He could have thought, okay, so Duryodhan will get heart attack now, and Kamsa should slip in his bathroom and break his head, and they'll die. Finish. He doesn't need to do anything. He's God. By his mere thought, he can do everything. Then why did he come here? Only to speak Bhagavad Gita. Because he knew demons can be killed, other information can be said, but this book cannot be spoken by anybody. Nobody can do this miracle. This book is a miracle. People who have read this book, and people who have read other scriptures also, people who have read Sanskrit, they know that this book is unique. But the question is, what is so unique in this? It's unique, now we have understood. It's so small, yet it is so deep. It is concise, yet it is so precise. It is information packed, and yet there is a lot of wisdom, infinite wisdom. This book is Bhagavad Gita. It is said in scriptures, if you simply remember the name Bhagavad Gita, the name, at the time of death, you can get liberation. This is this book. Simply. If you can simply remember one full stop of this book, you can get liberation. I'm not saying. This is said in scriptures. This is how so much importance is given. Our duty, that is why our duty is to read every verse of Bhagavad Gita very carefully. Srila Prabhupada says in one of his lectures, in 1976, he wrote a letter, I forgot, but it was from India, Gorakhpur. He wrote, I think it was to GBCs, I think so. He wrote a letter that all verses should be read very, very scrutinizingly. He said that my books should be read very, very scrutinizingly. He also wrote a letter again to GBCs to tell them, please see to it that all my devotees read all my books. And my complaint is that my devotees are not reading my books. That also he wrote. So, Prabhupada has written so many books. It is our duty to read them. Read them and reread them. And then reread them. And then afterwards, reread them. That's all. Keep on reading, that's all. But along with reading, you have to contemplate. That's the next step. Shravanam Mananam. So we generally keep on hearing things. In this modern age is the age of laptop. So it's a misconception that if we put all information on a laptop, it is there in our head. Got my point? So people think, if things are in my hard disk, it is there in your brain disk. It doesn't happen like that. You can have all your books in your laptop, but yet you could have, you would have no knowledge. That can happen, no? It can happen. We have to put things here. That's the idea. And how it will go here? By hearing and contemplating. Contemplating means what you hear, try to understand how to apply that in a life. That's what will matter. It doesn't matter what we are hearing. What matters is how much we can remember it and apply in our life. It is said in scriptures, Keval Shastra Pathniya, I just forgot. Anybody who simply reads scriptures, na artha nirnaya, and he doesn't understand the meaning of that scriptures, he is as good as a donkey. Why example is given of a donkey? Because he carries a load. A donkey can carry very costly sandalwood, on his back, but he can't smell it. For him, it is wood. He doesn't know the value. So let us not read scriptures as a burden and not keep load on us. Even one verse is enough if we try to apply it in our life. So, there are so many verses. The first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is talking about setting the scene, no. First chapter is, it is contents of Gita summarized, First chapter of Bhagavad Gita is talking about Arjuna is weeping, isn't it? That's the first chapter. He is denied to fight. Okay, let me ask you a question. What is the problem with Arjuna? Why he is saying I will not fight? Any answers? What is the problem with him? Yeah, what?
He doesn't want to kill his family members.
Oh, he doesn't want to kill his family members? Okay.
Pretty much he has his consciousness is focused on the inferior body instead of the subtle soul.
Okay, you are saying his consciousness is focused on body and not on the soul. Okay, these answers are okay. Okay, to the point. But there's one important point. Okay, his consciousness is limited to the body. I agree. But what happens if your consciousness is limited to the body? What's the point?
Well, you can get confused.
He's confused? Why he's confused? That's my question. Why is an illusion?
Because the soul doesn't understand the inferior body. It understands the spiritual body.
That's okay.
He's forgotten his
He's pretty much forgotten his true self.
Okay, he has forgotten his true self. He has forgotten. That's my question. Why he has forgotten his duty? Why he has forgotten his self?
He's overwhelmed with grief.
Why is overwhelmed with grief? Because? Why he is at bodily conscious of life?
He's lamenting over the material body.
Why is lamenting? Why is disconnected?
Because he's conditioned.
Why is disconnected with Krishna? Why is disconnected with Krishna?
He forgot that his friend is God.
He forgot that his friend is? Why?
Because he's in Maya.
Why is in Maya?
Because he knows.
It'll go on.
He's an unconditional soul.
Krishna is, okay, what? Krishna is? Krishna set it up?
Krishna wanted it that way.
Why?
To help us.
How? Okay.
To send the first.
Okay, that's good. He is what? Okay, that's okay.
Establishing guidelines.
Why? That's a question.
So that way man can learn how to free himself.
Okay. The point is, we are missing a point here. All these reasons are okay, but there's a why there. Why? Generally, you know what happens. There is what, you know what? There's how, there is why, there is where, and there is when. These 5 things, 5 questions. Generally, we focus on what and how. It happens generally. Very few people focus on why. And that's what we have to focus. Answers are okay, but we should go deep. Okay. The main problem of Arjuna, why he's confused, why he laments, why he's on bodily consciousness of life, why he's disconnected with Krishna. What's the problem? Problem is, he has one misconception. He has one misconception in his mind. And the misconception is, he is putting morality over devotion. That's the misconception. Is it okay?
Somebody said that. People
I don't know.
They answered.
He is giving importance to morality more than devotion. That's his problem. Morality, morals, virtues, ethics. For him, morality is more important than devotion. And that is the problem. That is what Krishna diagnosed. And that should not happen. For example, Yudhishthira Maharaj, it happened the same thing, no? Krishna told, everybody knows, Krishna asked Yudhishthira Maharaj to speak a lie. Everybody knows about that? You don't know? Okay, in the battlefield of Mahabharata, Krishna asked Yudhishthira, you know Yudhishthira Maharaj? He asked Yudhishthira Maharaj to speak a lie. Speak a lie. Say Ashwathama is dead. Dead. So Yudhishthira told, I can't speak a lie. I am truthful. I always speak truth. Krishna told, no, you have to speak a lie. You know why he told Yudhishthira? No, that's okay. To kill Dronacharya. But Yudhishthira told, my God Krishna, why you are telling me? You can tell Arjuna to speak a lie. Yeah. You can tell Bhima. You can tell so many people, you know I always speak truth. And you are so cunning. You are behind me. Why do you want to screw me up, no? Why do you want to force me to speak a lie? And you know why Krishna did that? He could have asked somebody else also. But Krishna told Yudhishthira, I want you to understand that you should not be even attached to your speaking truth. Got my point? Krishna can understand our attachments. And he knows where to hit. He knows. All of us, we have many attachments. And who are practicing devotion, all of us, we know that when Krishna interferes in our life, the point where we don't want anybody to touch. Okay, fine, no. Nobody should touch on this point. Krishna will come there and first he will touch that point. He'll do that. He's very clever. So, we can't hide from him. And then it will be so painful for us. But sometimes when surgery is done, Prabhupada says, pain, you have pain, but that's for a good. So that's why Krishna told Yudhishthira, I want to take you out from the bonds of attachment. You are attached to morality more than me. So speak a lie. You only have to speak a lie. Nobody else. And that is why he asked Arjuna to kill his relatives, especially Bhishma, whom he was so much attached, isn't it? Arjuna, Bhishma, and other people. So Arjuna was attached to morality, ethics, and he put devotion below. Okay, you got my point? And that is why, after speaking all Bhagavad Gita, what did Krishna say? What is the final verse? Sarv dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Krishna, this is the problem. Morality over devotion. Krishna gives his conclusion. Leave morality, surrender unto me. Got that? Now there's a connection? There's a connection there. That is why, that is how we know that Sar Dharman Parityajya is the most important verse. Because you can question, no? Why is this verse so important? So which verse is this? 18th chapter? 66? Abandon all varieties of religion. Surrender unto me. 18th chapter, 66th verse. Sar Dharman Parityajya. Is it written in Gita that this is the most important verse? Is it written? Does Krishna say before this verse, now Arjuna, I am going to tell you the most important verse of Gita? He didn't say. It is not even said in Sanskrit. Atha mahatpurnam shlokam vadami shrinu me paramam vacha. Okay, now listen. Most important thing. So how do we know that this is the most important verse? That's the question, no? Prabhupada said, oh, that's okay. Prabhupada said, that's okay. But why did Prabhupada say, no? So we know that this is the most important verse from the first chapter. Got my point? So the first chapter, problem is morality over devotion. Solution is put devotion over morality. He turns it upside down. That's how we conclude. This is the system of reading book. Whenever you read a book and you want some conclusion, go to the beginning, go to the end. Upasamhar and upakrama. And then match them. And then you will get the conclusion of the book. This is a system mentioned in Gita, how to read books. Before reading a book, we should also be trained to read books, isn't it? Gita, Krishna says, we should also learn how to talk, how to walk. I have opened a college in India, Vedic college, which Prabhupada wanted to open in Kurukshetra. We are open in Kurukshetra. And in that, I'll be teaching many courses like Sanskrit, Vedic physics, Vedic mathematics, architecture, music, drama, all Vedic. But they are the first course which will be compulsory for everybody. That will be how to talk, how to walk, and how to read and how to write. That's very compulsory. That's important to learn. Krishna gives that indication. Okay, so first chapter is over. We got first chapter. This is a confusion. You want to ask a question? Okay, afterwards, I'll just finish. Oh, by the way, Prabhu, how much time should I? Because I want to finish also. Yeah, in America there are no watches. Yeah, huh? 8:15. What's the time? Okay. Can anybody give me a watch? There are no watches in America. Like in airport also no watches. Yeah, we have to give a cell phone. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll just return them. Okay, so this is first chapter. So nice. You know what is Maya? What is one word for Maya? Okay, let me ask you. What is the meaning of the word Maya? In one word you have to tell. Illusion? Illusion is a synonym, not the meaning. Huh? What that means? You should. Tendency to measure is illusion. Okay, but you should. I'm asking in one word.
Covering.
There's 3 words.
Covering.
Okay, covering. You can say covering. Okay, covering. But then you have to qualify. No, what covering? And this is not a. Mayu? What? I can't understand. That is not. Yeah, oh yeah, Prabhupada says yeah. Yeah, that is not. But that is 3 words. I want one word. Huh? Veil? Okay, covering. That's a veil. Yeah, that's a covering. He told. Prabhupada said one word. Prabhupada said one word. And again he's saying in his books. That word I want. Conditioning, yeah, Prabhupada says conditioning, yeah. Is there any better word? Like conditioning is a very abstract word, no? You have to make people understand, and some people cannot understand this word, no, conditioning. Only devotees can understand. It's a tough. Attachment, yeah, attachment, okay. Prabhupada says Maya is misconception. You read misconception. When we are liberated from misconception, then we are liberated being. He uses his word misconception. He uses one more word for Maya, assumption. But this word misconception he is using again and again. Misconception is Maya. We have so many misconceptions, no? Misconception that I am this body, I am not soul. This is misconception. I am body, I am not soul. This is misconception of Arjuna, morality is over devotion. This is another misconception. When we chant Hare Krishna, we have a misconception that these names are letters. But holy name is God Himself. That is why when we chant, we also always have to remember that we are in touch with God. That's very important to remember that. So that is misconception. So Gita begins with a misconception. Arjuna is in Maya. So Krishna offers a solution. And second chapter, Krishna gives the knowledge of soul. This is good starting, no? So Krishna has diagnosed the problem. He's putting morality over devotion. Morality is on bodily level, no? Morality on social level. So Krishna says, Arjuna, first you should understand, you are not this body, you are soul. That is why the name of second chapter is Contents of Gita Summarized. Krishna begins with knowledge of soul. Your soul, you're not this body. Okay, fine. So because your soul, your first duty is to do the duty of soul. That is surrender to God. Duty of body is morality. That comes second. More important is soul. Fine. So Gita should finish here. But didn't. It's solved, no? Question is, problem is solved. You told, no? Problem of Arjuna is he's on bodily level. Krishna tells, you're not this body, you're soul. He gave the logic. And he tells, duty of soul is to serve him. Finish. Then what about rest of Gita? What's happening? Is Krishna gone mad? Or he likes to speak? He doesn't want to waste his time. Krishna never wastes his time. There's one quality of Krishna in Nectar of Devotion, Prabhupada writes. Krishna is grave. This is one quality of Krishna. Krishna has so many qualities. And grave means gambhir. That word is used. You know who is a grave person? Grave person means, you might think grave person is serious. Gravity. Grave doesn't mean serious. Because if you see Krishna is talking, Krishna is joking, Krishna is playing with his friends. He's a comedian. That is why one of his name is Lalit. Dheera Lalit, Dheera Prashant. He is extremely frivolous. But yet he is grave. You know why? Because great people are grave. And what's the meaning of gravity? Gravity means alpa shabdam and alpa artham. Anybody who can speak few words, and in those few words who can put lot of meaning, he is a grave person. He has grave thoughts. Fools speak so much with no meaning. Great people speak less with a lot of meaning. That's a deep thought, isn't it? So if you want to become great, you should practice this. Speak less, at the same time convey more. Don't speak so much and he will understand nothing. That's a bad communication. I told you we have a course how to speak. This is one preamble, one glimpse of that course. This is good to practice. Krishna is like that. Krishna doesn't want to waste his time, his words. Krishna is so busy man, no? So when gopis, everybody know gopis, no? Everybody know gopis. When gopis came to Krishna, then Krishna told gopis that you see, my dear gopis, he was telling gopis something. So we know all conversation is recorded in Bhagavatam. That's recorded in Bhagavatam. And he spoke very less. And if you read that conversation, and if you read the commentaries of various acharyas on that conversation between gopis and Krishna, acharyas are writing commentaries after commentaries are one word of Krishna. They're explaining 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, 4 page, 5 page, 10 pages to explain one word of Krishna there. Krishna is like that. So my question is, if Krishna is so great, and Krishna has told Arjuna, that was a problem, he's at bodily level. You said that. Krishna told, you are soul, you are not this body. He should finish Gita. Arjuna, everything is finished, fight. He didn't finish. Why? What else has to be? What is? Huh? Yeah, not exactly clearly. Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he doesn't come to devotional service. Yeah, but before that, there's a problem there. Third chapter. The name of third chapter is Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga, action. Karma Yoga means the art of action. Krishna is telling, I have told you the knowledge. You are not soul. You are soul and you are not this body. But simply knowledge cannot give you wisdom. Got my point? All of us have heard we are soul and we are not this body. Do we realize? Anybody? At least I don't. I have not realized. It's not easy to realize. We have heard so many times. So Krishna gave knowledge, but you have to convert it into realization. And that is why Krishna continues Gita. How to convert that knowledge into realization. That is why third chapter comes, Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means the art of action. Without action, knowledge cannot be realized. You have to put that knowledge into action. For example, we go to colleges and schools. So you had theory class and lab. We had both. All of you agree with me? You had theory class and then practicals. You had all of you? I mean to say, no practicals here in America? Very less. Yes, yeah. Or lab work, practical, something you should have. So without lab work and practicals, theory class doesn't help us, no? You learn in class, then go on fields, laboratory, practicals, you apply that knowledge, and then you get experience. Then you get a degree. Similarly, Krishna gave the knowledge of soul, but then Krishna told Arjuna, third chapter, Arjuna, Karma Yoga. Do action in this world. This world is a big laboratory. Don't perceive this world as a fearful place. It's a fearful place, that's of course. But more than that, perceive it as a laboratory. It's a lab where you can apply this knowledge and gain wisdom and realizations. Got my point? So we can perceive an object in various ways, isn't it? If you have a female. Somebody told me the supermodel, very famous supermodel, I forgot her name. Cindy Crawford, she's a supermodel? Yeah, somebody told me in plane. Okay, so she's a supermodel, she should be very beautiful. Of course, that's why she's a supermodel. So, okay, fine. If a child, a 2 years old child, if he sees Cindy Crawford, for her Cindy Crawford is what? Some woman or mother or auntie, isn't it? She's an aunt, Cindy Crawford. But if a youth sees Cindy Crawford, for him, she's not auntie, she's not a mother, she is something else. For him, he's attracted. For an old person, for her mother, she's a child. Got my point? And for a lion, she is meat. Same object, different perceptions. Got my point? Bhagavad Gita is all about changing your perception. Bhagavad Gita in third chapter, Karma Yoga, Krishna is saying, I am teaching you the knowledge how to perceive things around you. We have to change our perception, how to view things. That is what is Bhagavad Gita all about. We are same. Now, in 20 years back, I came in ISKCON. Still I am the same. I mean, bodily I am the same. Mind is same, brain is same. What changes? My perception changes, isn't it? I perceive this world in a different way. For example, if we see a beautiful woman, 20 years back we used to perceive in a different way. But now we perceive beauty in a different way. For ordinary people, beauty is bodily beauty, isn't it? Okay, hairs, mostly hairs. Beauty depends on hairs, dress. In America, I don't, probably it depends on, it depends on body. But for a wise person, beauty depends on character. Isn't it? The character of that person. the thoughts. If his thoughts are beautiful, he is a beautiful man or a woman. So, the measurement, the perception changes. Krishna says, Arjuna, you go in this material world, you remember your soul, you're not this body, and then apply that knowledge in this world and change the perception. Perceive this world as a big laboratory. That's all. Take this opportunity to learn from this world. It is an obstacle on path of devotion. Matter, so many things, but you can learn also from them. That's the idea. That's the idea. So then no longer this will remain as obstacle for you. Got my point? No longer. It's an obstacle. This word is a great opportunity to learn and advance and get realizations. So when you go on the street, you see advertisement, Coca-Cola. And then, okay, fine. You might say, oh my God, this is Maya. Coca-Cola is Maya? Maybe Maya. For some people who are attracted to Coca-Cola. Or what is the best attractive thing in America? I don't know. What attracts everybody? Pizza?
Marijuana.
What's that? Marijuana? Oh, maybe here. What's that? What's more? Money. Oh yeah, money. Okay, money. Yeah, money, dollars. Yeah, that's for everybody, without exception. Okay, so if you have an advertisement, free $10,000 coupon. Within 1 hour, you have to contact us and get your free delivery. We can go mad, Let's do it, isn't it? But the point is that advertisement, it is Krishna's mercy. It is helping us to be in an experiment. That when we see that bill, we have to remember that I am soul and I am not this body. This is not connected to me. And that is why that thing which is an obstacle for a person who doesn't have knowledge, for a person who knows how to perceive this world, who knows that there is a laboratory, he will say, fine, this thing is there, it attracts me, but let me take this opportunity to keep this knowledge within me and to that I am soul and not this body. He will use that knowledge. Got my point? So this is very important. Everything is giving an opportunity. This is karma yoga. Got my point? The art of action. But the point is, Gita doesn't finish here. Krishna still continues. 4th chapter, you know what Krishna says? Transcendental knowledge. Krishna says, when you apply this knowledge in this word, not just hear this in lecture, go out and then apply. You have to remember, for that you have to be attentive. You have to be attentive, very attentive. Because there are many things which will make you forget this knowledge. You have to be attentive. So when you do that, then you go to 4th chapter, transcendental knowledge. You will get realizations. And one day you will close your eyes and you will know, I am not this body. That's all. You will know. Just like when you close your eyes now, you know I am not this shirt, isn't it? Everybody knows I am not this shirt. So we work entire day in the office. We do so many things. Is anybody at any time confused even for a moment that he's his shirt? Maybe sometimes. By chance it might happen, no? My God, I'm this shirt, what happened to me? Never happens, no? Because we are convinced, I'm not this. This is called realization. You don't need logic. When you come to 4th chapter, you close eyes, I'm not this body. Finish. That's all. That's all. That is 4th chapter. Krishna says, at least in this life, come to the 4th chapter. See, we are progressing. 4th. And then 5th chapter is action in Krishna consciousness. Krishna says, after you get this realization, you're not this soul, you have to then still don't leave this word. Work in this word. Don't go to Himalayas. Okay, now I've understood. I'm not this body. I know Krishna. Don't leave. Remain here to teach others. That is the 5th chapter. Action in Krishna consciousness. Work on the platform of realizations. What you have got for free, give for free. Isn't it? That's a good thing. Otherwise we are selfish. We are mean. So that's 5th. And then 6th chapter is Dhyan Yoga. Krishna says, but keep in mind, whatever you do with attention. Safeguard yourself. Because there are many things which will make you forget. So, there are many anxieties, small things, our mind gets disturbed. Krishna says, no. Fix yourself in devotion. Keep on working hard till you attain me. Srila Prabhupada say, one day it will come when we can talk to Krishna face to face. Just like I am talking to you, we can talk to Krishna. So many times we have come here, we have taken darshan of Krishna. Isn't it? Krishna is beautiful. But have we thought any time Krishna doesn't speak to me? Have you thought? It's a good news. Krishna is there in front of us. He is so beautiful. But it's a bad news. He never talked to me. Is he a stone? No. If you think he's a stone, then you are stone-hearted. And if he is God, then there's a bad news also. He never looked upon us. He never talked to us. Why? There's a problem with us, no? There's a problem. We are not pure. We have not got enough realizations to meet Krishna face to face. But this can happen. Prabhupada says, if you read nicely, if you chant nicely, and if you change your perception, then you can meet Krishna 50 times in your life. 50 times face to face. It's possible. But we have to be sincere. That's all. Our goal should be clear. I will not stop until I see Krishna face to face. We have seen Krishna, but we have not seen Krishna. Got my point? We have not seen him because he has not revealed himself to us fully. Or we have seen him, but he has not seen us. Let me put it like that now. So devotee always prays Krishna the day when Krishna will see you. That's 50% from us, 50% from, then it becomes 100%, no? So that is 6th chapter, be careful. And then 7th to 12th chapter, Krishna speaks about himself and his devotion. 7th to 12th. Because our goal is to meet Krishna, so we should know who is Krishna. So then he tells about himself, he tells about his devotion, he glorifies his devotion. And then from 13th to 18th chapter, Krishna is talking about obstacles in devotion. There are many obstacles in devotion. Many people, many circumstances, our own mind. The day we understand the greatest obstacle in devotion is not Maya. It is not anybody else. It is we ourselves. That day is the day of enlightenment. That day. We don't know how much harm we can do to ourselves. We don't know actually. And that is the mercy of God. That is what Vallabhacharya says. Jnana deepena bhasvata. When Krishna does mercy, the first sign of mercy of God is not bliss. Keep in mind. We think, okay, we are feeling bliss, that's mercy of God. Yes, that's mercy of God. But the first real sign of mercy of God is, if you have mercy of Krishna, you will realize what faults you have in your heart. That's the real mercy of God. And you will accept that I'm wrong in this. Isn't it? It's difficult to accept that, no? I'm wrong. It's very difficult to accept. It's even difficult to know that I'm wrong. We spend our entire life in assumption that I'm right. So that's Krishna's mercy. He will let us know you're wrong here. And he will also give a solution to that within our heart. And then we will be able to overcome all these faults, darkness, ignorance, whatever name you give. And then we'll advance. It's a great mercy of Lord. So if you want to know whether you have mercy of Lord or not, the first thing is you will start noting faults within yourself. That's a good idea, no? Your vision will turn inwards. Now we are looking outwards. That fault, that fault, that fault, that fault. But Krishna says no. There are enough faults within you to keep you busy entire life. Don't worry about others. There are enough faults. So that's about 13 to 18 chapter. And then Krishna gives, after explaining all these things, Krishna gives his conclusion, Sar Dharman Paritajya. Okay, leave morality surrender unto me. Now it makes sense, after all, logical understanding. So Krishna would have said this verse right in the beginning. Okay, Arjuna, this is your problem, morality over devotion. My solution is abandon morality, surrender unto me. Then it would have become Christianity, or fanaticism, surrender. But Gita is not like that. Gita is complete knowledge. Krishna wants to give philosophy to religion. That's uniqueness in Gita. Some people talk about religion and they become sentimental and fanatic. That's obvious. Some people talk only about philosophy, they become speculators. But Gita talks about philosophy and religion, or Gita gives a philosophical background to religion, or Gita blossoms the philosophy to the concept of religion. This is said by one of the philosophers. And that is what is Gita, the union of philosophy and religion with scientific and systematic understanding. So that is what about is Gita. There are so many things. You can keep on talking. There is science in Gita. There are other seminars. There are verses in Gita which is talking about law of conservation of energy, which is talking about chemistry, which is talking about physics. Gita is everything, I told you. Krishna in one verse is talking about science, spirituality, divinity. He's talking about yagyas. In one verse, same word. And I give seminars all around. So I gave a seminar in MIT and also in Massachusetts there to university students. And they were surprised, This book has so many things. What law of conservation of energy is doing in this book? Who gave this law of conservation of energy? You remember? Who gave this law? Energy can neither be created, neither destroyed. Oh, no science students? Huh? No, Newton. Okay. But it's there in Gita. Newton gave 300 years ago this law. And this book is 5,000 years ago. It's there in this. How? Did Newton take from Gita or Gita took from Newton? This is a question. Probably, perhaps these scientists, they had access to these books. And I've done a research, many scientists have done research, how this knowledge of Gita went from India to Arabic countries, to Greece. Then Newton, Einstein, they had access to our scriptures. They got knowledge from this, and then science began. That's another project. Even Einstein, he had access to so many Sanskrit books. He has himself admitted. Even the father of computer language, Noam Chomsky, he has given credit to Sanskrit, Panini grammar, for making his computer language. Everything is there in Vedas. Everything is there in Gita. And all those things are there in Gita. Whatever there is in all Vedas, it's there in Gita. That is why this is so important book. My request is, please read Gita. Please don't read Gita. Eat it. That's all. Cook it and eat daily, so that it goes into your blood. And it is okay if you forget your name, but don't forget Gita. Because this will help you to live simple living and high thinking. Otherwise your life will become animalistic. You'll think superficial. And that doesn't satisfy, to go deep, to enjoy the knowledge. Gita. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Is there any questions? I'll just 2 minutes more. Yeah.
Prabhuji, you talked about giving up morality for devotion. But
Gaurav Prabhu, I have Hindi books also and CDs. Yeah.
But the question is, you need morality to reach to devotion.
We need morality. No, we don't need morality. Without morality also people... See, to enter devotion and to advance in devotion, these are two things. To enter devotional life, you don't need to be a good person. Because we have seen many bad people also come to devotion. No? Prabhupada started movement, many hippies came, drug addicts. They didn't have any good quality, but they came. Many good people didn't come who were thinking, I am good. So to enter devotion, you don't need morality. But to advance in devotion, you need morals. Got my point? So morals can support us advance in devotion, but it is not the cause of advancing in devotion. Cause of advancement in devotion is devotees. That's all. There's no other cause. Without mercy of devotees, we can't advance. That's just a favorable factor. Got my point? So, for example, if you have hunger, if you want to if you want to relinquish your hunger, what do you want? The cause of finishing your hunger is food, isn't it? Food. Huh? Yeah, the solution for hunger is you take food. Fine. But with that food, you can also drink one lime juice, which will add to taste, and that taste will help you to digest that food. That's the additive thing. So morality is favorable and not the cause. Cause is mercy of devotees. It should be very, very clear. This is the important point which Krishna will pick up in 7 to 12 chapter. That's okay? This is... Yeah.
It is favorable, but without morality can we be advanced?
Without morality is favorable, but without morality we can advance by causeless mercy of Krishna. Sometimes it can happen. Like Prabhupada says, Kripa Siddhi, Sadhana Siddhi. By Krishna's causeless mercy, it can happen. By devotees, I understand. By Prabhupada's mercy, it can happen if he wants. Okay. It's not usual, I understand. It's not usual, but it can happen.
What I mean is that when you advance, it's understood that you are moral.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. So morality is not the cause of devotion. Morality is a symptom of devotion.
It's necessary but not sufficient.
Yeah, you can say. It's not a sufficient cause. It's required, but it's not sufficient cause. Yeah, you can say like that, maybe. Something like this, yeah. Main thing is mercy of devotees. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, but it's not necessary to enter devotion. Just to advance, not to enter. That's the idea. Okay, so any other questions? So thank you very much for your... Just I have an announcement. Just. I have some books. I don't know. I can just tell you. This is some books I have written for devotees to understand, to help enter Prabhupada books much deeper. This is one book, Mighty Efforts. Whatever I was talking, it's there in this book. Mighty Efforts, the name is, you have to put efforts in service of Krishna. To advance, we have to put efforts. Intellectual efforts, physical efforts, and determination. This book is talking about how to advance in devotion, how to remain enthusiastic, or enthusiasm sometimes. How to concentrate while chanting. What do you mean by service? So it's talking about why rather than what and how. Got my point? Why? Why is important? And it will take you from why to when. That's another topic. When will I attain Krishna? That it will take you. This book is talking about that. And then this book is Cheaters and the Cheated. Prabhupada says many times, this society is the society of cheaters and the cheated, Prabhupada says. So I have, in the service of Prabhupada, I have shown how people are cheating us. Scientists, linguists, historians, politicians, and perhaps we ourselves are cheating ourselves. That's where this book finishes. And this book is Crazy Ideas for Crazy Word. This word is, there's so many crazy ideas. This book is for preachers. We have so many like common misconceptions. Why to be vegetarian? Yoga for health. Work is worship. Man is God. So many things, So all those misconceptions, which I've been preaching 20 years, I've met many people. Most common misconceptions we have dealt here and give anti-arguments, whatever. And so you will face these questions and you can tell people, argue with them, or give them answers. And the CD is their core concepts of devotional service. These concepts. So one concept I told you today, morality over devotion. There are many other concepts here, which you can listen here, CD. And then there are some Hindi books. If there's some Hindi audience, we have some Hindi books, Guru Kaun, Gita Sar Ki Talwar, and some CDs. You can take those. And thank you very much for tolerating me. Hare Krishna.